Good evening, everyone. I am Yash Agarwal, a class 11 student at DA Public School, Pushpanjali Enclave in Pitampura, New Delhi. The college admissions process is a pivotal step in shaping a student's academic and professional future. It goes beyond simply filling out applications. Students must research colleges, understand eligibility requirements, prepare for entrance exams, and craft compelling personal statements. This journey requires a careful planning, self awareness, and a clear understanding of a career aspirations. A well structured approach ensures that the students make informed decisions that align with their strengths and long term goals. One of the most important aspects of the admission process is understanding what college is looking for the applicant. While academic performance is crucial, universities also value well rounded individuals who demonstrate leadership, creativity, and a commitment to the extracurricular activities. Internships, volunteer work, or a participation in clubs and achievements in sports or the arts can significantly enhance a student's application. These experiences reflect qualities like teamwork, perseverance, and a willingness to go beyond the academics. Let's know more by our panelists today. Here is the quick introduction of the panelists. Dr. Richa Tiwari Diwan. Dr. Richa Tiwari Diwan is a renowned educator, motivational speaker, and academic leader with over 22 years of experience. She holds a PhD in education along with B.Ed, M.Ed, and MSc in clinical dietetics and has earned the Hindi Ratan from the Rashtra Bhasha Vikas Parishad Wardha. As the founder principal of four schools, she has led institutions for 15 years and contributed to the government education initiatives like Shikshan Arohan and Udan. A CBSE master trainer, she specializes in NAP 2020, stress management and art integration. Dr. Diwan is also a recipient of the prestigious award, including the Education Excellence Award 2023 and Inspiration Women Award 2024. She currently serves as the principal of Aniket English Medium School, Baramati. Moving forward, Dr. Poonam Gothi, an honorary doctorate in sociology recipient. Dr. Poonam Gothi is a dedicated school administrator with a 3+ years of leadership experience and 14 years as a primary educator. Currently, the principal of Jyoti Higher Secondary School, Kanpur, she has successfully led academic programs, faculty management, and institutional growth. Previously, she served as the principal at Chitra Group of Institution, Kanpur, and school in charge at Chitra Public School, Basant Vihar. As state president of PAIUP East, she actively contributes to the education development. Kalpana Singh, she is a dedicated education and CBSE Rose person, currently serving as the principal of Sri Vagadev Vidya Kendra. With a strong commitment to the academic excellence and a holistic student development, she has been instrumental in implementing innovation teaching methodologies, teacher training programs, and a student centric learning approach. As a CBSE resource person, Kalpana Singh actively contributes to the curriculum development, teacher empowerment, and capacity building initiatives, ensuring quality education that aligns with the modern education standards. Under her leadership, Sri Vagadevi Vidya Kendra continues to thrive as a center for excellence in education. Miss Lakshmi M., Coaching Directorate of Admission and Academic Outreach, Amrita Vishwavidyapit, Coimbatore. Assistant Manager, Career Counseling, Miss Lakshmi is an experienced professional with a diverse background. She comes with 8 years of experience in different fields. She has 4 years of dedicated teaching experience for computer science stream. She has conducted sessions for both teachers and students. She actively participates in discussion on various topics, demonstrating her passion for continuous learning and staying updated with the latest trend and development. She has the expertise in conducting training sessions for the student preparing for the competitive exam like LAT, CAT, and JE. She loves to take sessions to create awareness among students about different competitive examination available and how they can efficiently prepare for that. Now, I would like to pass over to the Lakshmi ma'am to share her thoughts on the same. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. A very happy afternoon. So, good evening. And yes, I'm really happy. Yes, you have introduced all the panelists. So, I would say, congrats to you for being a part of this session. So, yes, I'm also really happy. And we miss Devyani ma'am as she is not here. I'll be moderating today's session. So, the topic is understanding the admission process, which is actually a critical component of college and career planning. We all know what is actually the current situation. Previously, it was like when it comes to college admission process, I have my school marks, I have my 11th and 12th board marks, I'll just fill out the forms and it's done. Now, there are a lot of changes that has happened. As the process has changed, the planning that each and every student, every parent, every teacher should take is different. When it comes to admissions, the situation in which marks should give you a seat or something that has changed. Initially, the student requires something called a strategic planning, self-awareness about what he wants to do, what is actually his career aspiration. And even they have to start early. The reason is like now profile is something that is very, very important because it is something that is going to help the children stand out from the crowd. They need to understand the eligibility criteria. Now, most of the Indian universities, colleges, and everybody, we have the exams. So they need to prepare for the entrance examination. They need to get all the notifications. So it's like the process has completely changed. And even for some places, there are like group discussions, personal interviews, even for a UG admission. They have to showcase themselves as a person. And I would say more than this academics, a lot of extracurricular, co-curricular activities, the projects they are doing, the activities they are participating, their skills, something called leadership, something called critical thinking, their commitment, everything is now important. Even if they are building an application or even if they are interested in sports, arts, whichever sector it is, whatever passion they are following, they have to have something that is extra out of their curriculum, and that is going to help you get into the respective university or the college. And as most of the children are now interested in going abroad, even for studying UG, finances is also something, scholarships, grants given by different organizations. That is also something that everybody has to look forward. And that competition is really high because earlier it was like when I am applying to some company or somebody who's having a profile applying to an industry, they'll have tools that filter out my application and they'll call somebody after that filtering. Now, if you apply for a college, if we have 5,000 applications, the software will tell me, yeah, you need to look at only these 500. These are the people who are, uh, I would say, aligned with your interest or your role. So times have changed. There are a lot of changes in the policies, the approaches, everything. And now universities or colleges have started searching for those talented people that aligns with their interest and all of them. So I'm really happy to be a part of this discussion. And as teachers or as educators, by understanding what is happening around, what shift has happened, we'll be able to help our children because for the 14 years they are with us. So we'll be able to help the children understand what all extra steps or something precautions they have to do so that they'll be able to get into their dream college or university. So yes, really happy to be a part of this discussion and I welcome all the co-panelists here. So thank you so much for joining. And yes, we'll start with the icebreaker question. So the first question of our discussion is, what impact does community service and social impact have on college admissions and career opportunities? What impact actually the community service and something related to this social work have on college admissions or career opportunities? So I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Poonam. So, ma'am, your thoughts on this?
Very good evening to all of you. Myself, Dr. Poonam Gothi. I am principal in Jyoti Higher Secondary School. I am very thankful to you all. Give me chance as a panelist. So, social media and social networking plays a circular role in the college admission process. It provides students with valuable information about college, such as course offered, placement opportunities, college ranking, association with other organizations, and alumni experience and success stories. College offer post videos of their alumni, which help build trust among students. Social networking allows students to connect with the college community, ask a question, and gain a better understanding of the college. This help students make informed decision during the admission process.
So thank you so much, ma'am. So like she has mentioned, alumni network plays a very huge role. So I'm working
Yeah,
as a part of a university for the past 5 years. So we know if there is something like a recession or if the market is down, we have certain people whom we will be able to reach out to help our kids. Even to get admission to some of the foreign universities or even for placements and all of them, they are actually a strong backbone. I think even for schools also, it is something that's important.
yeah.
So yes, I think,
Yes, sir.
ma'am, you were saying something?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay. Thank you, ma'am. So I think we'll now take the opinion of Richa Tiwari, ma'am. So welcome, ma'am, to the today's discussion. Happy to have you here. Ma'am, actually, you're on mute.
Am I audible now?
Yes, perfectly fine.
Okay. So we are talking about the role of alumni and help from alumni, what rescue we can get, immediate rescue we can get from alumni. So my part, which is given to me, is talking about education is a right of every child, but quality education is the right of every child, which I believe my philosophy says the quality education. And to get quality education, some kids, they have one major obstacle or the challenge is the financial backup, the resources they cannot afford, the family cannot afford the actual fee structure, or other than fee structure there are many expenses which parent has to bear. So what to do about these things, how to deal with these situations? So government scholarships are always there. Universities are also offering so many scholarships for bright scholars. But as you said in the beginning, that nowadays the skill and everything has been observed very minutely, and these are playing. So it's not nowadays, it was mandatory, necessary from the beginning. But earlier, our focus was too much onto the mark sheet. What personality, what aura, what qualities, or what skill the child is carrying. To see, UG degree plays a huge role in child's transformation. Look at me. I have never ever been to any English medium school. I'm a product of regional vernacular medium school, and that too in villages, very small villages in Chhattisgarh. But my UG degree has played a major role in transforming my overall view towards the life, towards the profession. And all for that, universities are helping bright students. But what about the students like me? Those who were not gold medalists, they were not meritorious, but they were good at certain subjects. Not on all the subjects, but they were good at certain subjects, or they are good at certain subjects. So other than government and university scholarship, there are wonderful private scholarships available for different categories. For humble financial background, for any financial backup, like Tata is having, Mahindra is having. There is something, Atul, this thing is there. Then Reliance Jio is also having one scholarship. There are a number of scholarship. I have few names with me. Let me see if I can read it out for you people. Yeah, Atul Maheshwari, which I was not able to recall. Tata Capital. Kotak Kanya is something which is playing a really crucial role for the girl child education, especially about higher education. I just wanted to recall one name. She is an IPS and she is a very successful IPS, Arfa. Arfa, she belongs to UP, some village from UP, I think Bulandshahr, somewhere from UP. And she is from a very humble background. She was a fatherless child, so struggle of mother was to feed the family. How she can send the child to further studies, like she first she studied in DU, and then further she went for some foreign scholarship, foreign degree pursual and all. So there, this Atul Maheshwari and Kotak Kanya helped her a lot. So there are n number of things which we can do, and I believe that this L'Oreal India, they are also offering a wonderful scholarship, which are like a really a good amount they are offering. Then Colgate, yeah, Colgate is offering higher education scholarship. So I think I gave 9, 10 names, and I'm not a brand ambassador of any of them. I'm just suggesting some of the names are there in the market. Those who are very popular. HDFC is giving, and I think IDBI also is giving. Amrita, why I forgot the name, which is just in front of my eyes. Um, Mataji is something. If I see her videos, I can get tear in my eyes. That the only thing like. I feel so emotional because I'm a motherless child since childhood. So I get, and what she has done magic for education, and especially for the humble background kids. She handpicked talent. She not directly, but you people, for her, you people have handpicked the talented girls for the higher degree pursuit and all. So these are the things which a child can do. Other than that, there are many things which a child definitely should look after. Like one more thing which I wanted to share, that how I got to know about these scholarship, because I'm a working lady. I'm like I have done with all my education, still pursuing some degree, but basic UG, PG and everything is done by, because the second thing which I want to interlink is the presence on social media, not the reels and the nonsense on Instagram, but like LinkedIn kind of platform, where the child gets to know how the professional they are presenting their work. Because for some of the admission in foreign university, they see the child's profile on LinkedIn, and they see that how the child is dealing with his LinkedIn account, and through the presence of others, the professional, the child means not the young child, but the UG and PG student, they can see how the professional they are presenting their work, how the things are to be dealt, how the different types of projects are going on, especially in the field of education, HR, technology, environment. Center for Environment Education, Denmark, they always handpick their research scholars, and for fellowship programs, they pick all the researchers through LinkedIn only. Not specifically from LinkedIn, but the percentage which they picked up for Denmark scholarship, that is largely from LinkedIn. So all these things the child can learn. One more thing which I wanted to tell is, usually when the kids they talk about their skills or the projects they have done, they talk it like they are explaining to their interviewer or the person who is assessing them. No, that much is not needed. They have to be very precise. They know how to present whatever they have done in a very minimal, impactful words and impactful citations. So the next thing which I wanted to interconnect again is the kind of value nowadays university is giving for diversity. Earlier, the quality education was considered for a class. Class means a gentry, elite gentry, from where the child is coming. The mother, father should be elite class, highly educated and all. But now the university, they found that some of the transgenders, they have done miracle in the field of judiciary. No, transgender lawyers are there, judges are there, transgender doctors are there. So this inclusion is also needed, because we when we are talking about a society, universities, schools, colleges, they are the miniature model of a huge society, the huge world, they are the miniature model. So then everybody, when we talk about society, everybody has to be covered. Everyone deserve to be covered under this umbrella which is called society. Everybody's development should be there. If I am growing, I am progressing, I am getting successful, and people around me, they are not happy, with whom I'm going to share my happiness? where I'm going to smile and with whom I'm going to laugh. So overall development of the society needs the inclusion in education, and that inclusion is not the gender-based inclusion. That inclusion is not just a caste or a creed-based inclusion. Inclusion should not be only a financial background, backup, or category-based inclusion. That inclusion should be overall. A 360-degree inclusion is needed, because when we talk about the world, the society, it has a broader meaning, very broad meaning, and everyone deserve to be included in that. So that diversity nowadays they are saying, and all these things a child can project at the time of admission. As you said, that group discussion and all the things are now the part of. Earlier when we got the admission, only one thing was there, that is counseling. You are having this much of percentage, go and get selected, select this branch and go ahead. I still remember by looking at my face 27, I think 28 years back, my UG professor, she told me, go back home. You are not able to survive. You are looking too good, girl. You have to be in hostel. I said, don't worry, I'm good at mingling with people. That time I was not able to frame it with a correct what to say term, which is called interpersonal skill. I am good at that. But at the, like, as a UG child, I was not able to terminalize it properly, that ma'am, I'll be able to manage. So I said that I'm able to mingle with the people. Don't worry, I'll make a place for myself in hostel. So she said, your place will be somewhere in under the category of ragging. But then no. That now I realize that why these GDs and all these things are important. These are not applied ones, because
Richa ma'am, I'm so
yeah,
sorry to stop you in between. So we have Kalpana ma'am waiting for
yeah,
us.
please, 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 please.
So,
I really eager to hear.
yes. So ma'am, your perspective on this before, yeah.
Yeah, very good evening to all the panelists, and namaste to the moderator. Very well presented, ma'am. Thank you so much. Welcome to this good question, whatever you posed today. So I feel like we have implemented NEP 2020 now, which is a mandatory, and CSE, as we are working for CBSE, we should be highlighting this NEP include whatever we have added for the curriculum. So as we are discussing about UG and the other courses which will be taken by the students, we are making future ready. So what is necessary for the market today is we talk more about demonstrating their communication skills, or I can say the leadership abilities are very, very important. And NEP always says that it is 21st century skills should be highlighted the curricular activities. Just like we had a discussion about co-curricular activities as well, where communication is a major role here, time management, critical thinking, we can even talk about the management skills of the student, how he is bringing with the project and how he is doing. So these are all inculcated in the curriculum. So when we talk about the leadership abilities, today we have n number of roles for these students to take up various roles in schools as leaders, as monitors, school heads and all. So here we are talking about the critical thinking of the child while he is able to solve the problem, and how he's going to implement it, and how is that executed as a leader. That comes under the leadership scenario here, which later on is implemented in the jobs also, where he will be the leader in a team. So where he can critically think problem is solved, and he will be heading, make a decision maker in some of the project, which is very, very important for today's job roles, as well as for the future college selections also. Maybe he might be a top applicant, his applications will be kept at the top. So the next one, what I can say is, he is going to get connections here. When we talk about the community or social impacts or social networks, maybe he gets a lot of links, or he may get connected to various people who are into higher profiles, and he will get the strategies and techniques of doing it in a better way. That's what I feel. Say for example, Amrita, you people have the best faculty member. You're ranked for 7th, and you have NAC A++ accredited done. So here when the child is like, when you have shortlisted the applicants or the students based on all these 21st century skills and communication, leadership, critical thinking, academics as well, I'm not keeping the certificate part. This is also a momentum where the child is going to score good marks, and this is a foundation for it. Apart from this, NEP or this, whatever we were talking about, the future education, so you people, as I say, you shortlist the students in this category as well, isn't it, ma'am? So that's how I can say today we have SIC, which is called as the School Innovative Council also, so do a lot of boot camps. So just like how I said in entrepreneurship, this is also one where the children or the students in the future are generating a lot of income these days. Where I can say the innovative projects of entrepreneurship, even in schools today, we have the Birla coming up for entrepreneurship for CBSE schools. We have Microsoft coming for entrepreneurship. So today, children are exposed to various platforms where they can generate their own ideas. So that's where this community as well as social media plays a very major role as far as for me, as per my perspective, I think so. This plays a very major role for them, and scholarship as well. It's easy
And
for
even
them to get the scholarship.
what I think is like there are different perspectives also. Now it's like for one single seat itself, there are thousands or 10,000s of applications
That's what
that
I
are
said.
coming up. So the
Amrita has
competition
a
is,
lot of
yeah.
yes,
So
competition.
scrutinizing them is like very tough. Even let's say when we are conducting entrance examination, it is more of an elimination procedure compared to a selection procedure.
Correct,
That is what that
correct.
has happened. If there are 10 seats and there are like 10,000 to 20,000 people are applying to the 10
It's
seats.
becoming
Yeah.
very much crucial for the scrutinizers to scrutinize based on the categories and shorter students
So
as
that
well.
is also a reason it's like mark is like 60% or 40%. Rest all we have some other criteria based on that only we are
Yes,
going
yes,
to absorb you.
absolutely.
And there might be some goal or some vision that is with us. So if we are working for something like that, we need people also who will be in the same path or something. No, we call it
Absolutely.
as our chancellor call it as something like education for life and education for living.
True, absolutely
Two
true.
different perspectives. So when there is
That's what.
something that aligns with every university or every college, when we are picking up the students, we'll be choosing them based on that only. And we'll train
Absolutely.
them. It's not about being qualified. What are you learning? We always, our chancellor says something like, you have to give it back to the society in one way or the other.
Community, true.
So if you want to give it back to the other people, you need to be having something like skill, the feeling of empathy or the concern. A lot of things are needed.
Absolutely.
So we are going to
absolutely.
evaluate. It's not about marks anymore. There
No,
are
that's
certain
a
things
foundation.
also.
That's why I said that's a foundation for any child to into the PGs or UGs. What we talk today, this is the foundation level what we are setting. The next is you are getting the market keeping ready or the future ready. That's what how much you are prepared for the market today. That's what it matters here.
So I think we have student moderators here. So they have been waiting for so long. So I'll hand over it to them so that they'll be able to ask all the questions. So yes.
So, ma'am, my first question to Lakshmi ma'am is that as the counselor for such a prestige university, Amrita, my question is beyond academic scores, what are the key qualities and skills colleges look for in students today?
Okay. Okay. So the key qualities that we look for in students. Obviously, how much are we are saying academics has become the second. Academics, I would say it's the first one. Let's say 50% or 60% or even sometimes 40%. That is important. Now, what profile you are having, what type of person you are having, this is very, very important. Earlier, the perspective, now I think things have changed, but still, I know there are students who are studying in 10th, 11th and 12th standard. They have never thought about building a profile. If we are asking them who they are, what they can say something like they'll give us just a very basic self-introduction. That's it. Nobody knows the importance of what a profile is, whether they have to build a profile. Everybody believes it is something that they have to create after their graduation. They have to give it to different places. Somebody will come, some company will come, they'll pick it and all. So children need to understand the importance of profile. That is one thing that's important. And every university, not only Amrita, every university will be looking for the profile. Now, what you have been doing, something that is outside your curriculum, but it aligns with your passion. This is very, very important. Something that is outside your curriculum, but that aligns with your passion. We have, now we all know we started giving importance to something called the multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary learning. Somebody from computer science, they'll come to our physics lab, they'll be doing some experiments related to physics. So that type of education or that type of system is something that everybody started following. So interdisciplinary knowledge is also important, and whatever activity you're doing, it should align to your passion. Let's say I'm planning to apply Harvard or MIT or whichever university or whichever place it is for a particular course. I have to have something to showcase that aligns with my passion or the course that I have applied. If it is something related to arts, your passion or your co-curricular activity should be something that aligns to it. And especially nowadays, I would say somebody who is working for social cause, for a social reason. We have started giving importance to them. That is, I would say, the first priority. So that's why, even though it was there for a lot of foreign universities, now every other university or college have started giving importance to the community service. You're working with a lot of people whom you have never met. I just want to talk about a lab that we have, which we call as Live-in Lab. I think I've talked about it multiple times. It is an elective paper that our children can take. A lot of foreign university children come here and they take that elective paper. Here we'll send a group of children to a rural location in our country. They can stay there for 1 month, 2 months, or 3 weeks or 6 weeks. They can interact with the people, understand their problem, come back to our college. We will help them to build a solution. We'll take them there. They can build it and it's done. Something related to water, something related to electricity, whatever issues they are facing, whether it's construction related or whether it's technical. We help our kids to implement whatever they are studying. So if you have, or from the childhood itself or from the 10th or 9th standard itself, you have to build your perspective in such a way. Whatever you are doing, you have to have a practical component also in the element that you are doing. So community service is important. Passionate about something is important. Being technically sound is also important. Understanding what is happening around is also important. Marks is also important. Now it's like there are 5 to 6 things that a counselor or a person will just understand from your profile. And even your social presence is also important. What activity you have been doing, even if it's participating in a hackathon. So we need to teach our children, yeah, these are some of the things that's important. You have to focus on not only one, but just all these aspects that's going to help your life. I hope I have answered.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful words. Now, my second question is to Poonam, ma'am, that how has the integration of AI-driven admission tools transformed the college application experience for the student?
Yes, artificial intelligence is a powerful technology that helps college manage their admission process. Like AI help college organize their data like student information, grades, and test scores. This make it easier for college to review application. AI can sort students by their chosen streams or major. This help college match students with their right programs. AI tools can give student personalized suggestion for college and program. This helps student find the best fit for their career goals. AI makes the admissions process more efficient. College can review application faster and make more accurate decision. Better decision making. AI provides college with valuable insights. They can see traits and patterns in student data, which help them make better decision. So AI also beneficial for students. Students, just a minute. Can I? It also helpful the student. Okay, student find out the best college for their streams. AI also provide them the schools benefits and other things like uh, uh, get personalized college requirements, easily find college that match their interest, submit application more effective. So it is very helpful for the student also and college also. Thank you so much.
So moving forward, my third question is to the Kalpana ma'am, that with the job market evolving rapidly, do you think the traditional degrees will remain the gold standard or will skill-based education take over?
Uh, yes, sir. It's a very good question. Thank you for giving me that wonderful question. Actually, I think so. The future generations need skill, what I feel, because here you're talking about soft skills. Maybe the question is the soft skills you're talking about. So, very much important today. I say the job market evolving today has rapidly come into traditional degrees, like what you have, the number of degrees and certificates. Just now, in my previous question, I was discussing with you people that it's shifting from what you call it as traditional degrees to skill based, where skill based education, where we are emphasizing right from UGs or PGs and even school levels also. Today we have number of programs which is going to, because we have skill subjects being enhanced as the main subjects in the curriculum. It's no way called a skill, because we being a part of the school have give more importance now for skill subjects as well. So for example, you're talking about AI today, you're talking about digital marketing today, you're talking about finance, you're talking about retail today. Children are very well versed with these subjects, and they are like they have the exact content what is needed for the future tomorrow in the market or in the jobs tomorrow, for preparing themselves for the skill based education which is very much necessary. And here I feel these days the problem solving abilities of the children, they are very much quite matured enough to select the skill subject whichever like we relate with the passion also, which has to be carried on for a longer period of time. So here skill educations which are like whichever they have passion for. For example, I saw one of the social media that who is selling, you know, the skill or strategies what he's paying a tax. He's a taxpayer. Say for example, digital marketing. One of the student, he's getting around annual income of 42 lakhs or something like that. It's only to the strategies or the skills they pursue in from the school level to the PGs or the UG levels, which are very very important. And here the employer also today will not prioritize more on the qualification or the traditional of degrees what I have. The traditional degrees are, I can say, this is a momentum or it is a foundation level where the child is learning the foundation basic levels of education is completely given to the child. But what is the next step for his UG or PG levels? That is his skill. The passion is driven in a longer term, and he is going to carry that in his higher education, and this is going to help him in the education that he is going to take up as well in the job market. Say for example, he may have the foundation knowledge or credibility of the structured learning experience, which is very very important, which can be complemented with the skill based teaching today, and it can fetch him and retain him in the market for a longer term of longer period of time in the market, where I'm talking about the school level or the PG or the UG level and the PG levels. And even for the job market today, I think so the question what you posed here is, evolving rapidly with the traditional degrees will remain the gold standards or will skill based education take over? Absolutely, I say both are equally important, where the certificates as well as the skill-based education is playing a very major role in today's market. I think so more emphasis is given for skill today, because the children love to get into such streams like AI, digital marketing, or you can say the technology. Say for example, if it is retailing or marketing, all these factors, children are more exposed and they show a lot of interest when such subjects come into the curriculum, when that compared to the normal physics, math, or social studies, whatever we are talking about. So this is how the children develop a lot of interest in students, and this can retain them for the competitive world. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts. It is interesting to see how both traditional degree and skill-based education have their own importance. Now, my next question would be to the Richa ma'am that scholarships and financial aid are crucial for many students. Can you share some opportunities that students should explore while applying? Ma'am, you are muted. So, I would like to ask the Lakshmi ma'am that do co-curricular activities play a significant role in the admission process of top universities?
Yes, actually, we have obviously covered that part already when it comes to the extracurricular or the co-curricular activities. I will
Okay, ma'am.
just describe certain skills in detail. Let's say somebody who has been a school captain, maybe a volunteer, maybe somebody who is the organizing an event, who has been a coordinator for an event. That is something that can tell us about your leadership quality or something related to how you're going to engage with people. There is teamwork involved. There is communication involved. There is leadership involved in just one activity that you have listed in your, I would say, profile. So similarly, there are a lot of activities. How much research you have done. So which class are you from?
Ma'am, I am currently in class 11.
You are
Class
in
11.
class 11. Okay.
Class
So
11.
it's like how many internship activities that you've been doing? Now BSNL provides internships, the electricity board, which sector you are interested in, you have to look for that sector and you have to complete internship activities. So if you go to a college, if you fill a profile, they have your academics, they have your entrance examination scores and all. So if there is some tie that has to be there, they look for the skill. They look for how you're going to present yourself. This is very, very important. As a person, as a socially responsible person with different things. Now, everybody wants somebody who is ready to learn a lot of new things, something called learning agility. Somebody who is ready to adapt to the situations and everything very quickly. So every college or every university will look for these things, your letter of reference that you're submitting, the activities, the social service, the clubs. Clubs play a very important role. Let's say you have joined the club of your school from 4th standard or 5th standard. Whatever club it is, you have joined from 4th standard or 5th standard. Now, what all activities you have been part of from your 5th standard to your 11th standard? It's a growth. It's something that shows I would say, a journey. Whether you have coordinated certain activities for that club, whether you have associated with certain NGOs. So we don't know from where you will be receiving connections related to the organizations and people. So skills is something that's very, very important. And one more thing I want to say is I'm planning to apply to a college and I'm planning to study something related to computer science. So you have built a small application. If you add that to your profile, it is going to be an extra edge. So for every child, what I want to say is it's not about participating in 10 or 15 things or 5 or 10 things. Whichever is your area, pick 2 or 3 things that you're really interested in. Even you can try 5 things or something, but stick on to just 2 to 3 things that you're really interested in. You're applying for computer science. You are a sports where you have got a lot of these things, certifications and all of that. When it comes to the area of sports, if that is there in the college, they're ready to accept it. Otherwise, priority will be given to somebody who has, I would say, build an app and has applied for computer science. So when are you selecting a co-curricular or extracurricular activity, you can go for sports and all, that is completely fine. But you should have at least one activity that aligns with your career. your goal or your profession. This is something that is very, very important, because we as people, when you're coming in, it's very easy for a person to track it when we are just having a 2 minutes or 3 minutes phone conversation. So you need to understand all these perspectives, what these people are looking for, and then you have to prepare yourself. Let's say somebody who is interested in something called entrepreneurialships, which all associations or which all, I would say, companies or organizations he has associated with. There are schools who are having startup facilities and incubators and all of that. So how many of you have utilized such facilities? You can have extracurriculars also, but there should be something that aligns with your profession. This is something that is very, very important. And it's going to give you an extra edge when it comes to comparing with the other people. Your test scores, your letter of recommendation, your essays, or your community service or social service, everything plays a role. But if this is aligned, you have an extra mark when it comes to a board. So this is for you also and to every educator. We need to just, I would say, motivate our child to select something in that particular area. The internships also that they are selecting. Because when they have an internship in the graduation, it might turn into a job opportunity. So before joining a college itself, they should visit a company. They have to understand what is happening. And we used to call something like job shadowing. This is also something that I would request the children to do. You're really confused about 4 or 5 careers. I would request them to visit or talk with the people who are working in that same profile. Understand, even if it's possible, go with them, be in their company for one complete day. Understand what they're doing, what they are going through, how their life in their office, in their desk is. You need to understand all these perspectives before applying to each and every university or college. And even you have to talk with somebody who is already there. Because maybe from an Indian perspective, that university will be the top. Lot of Indian students are there and all, but you have to be so sure that this is something that you want, and then you have to apply. So certain perspective that every teacher, every student has to be careful on when you are choosing this. So thank you.
Yes. So I would now like to ask the question to Richa ma'am that how can a student's digital presence, including LinkedIn profiles, personal projects, and online certification, impact college admission and job placement today? What key aspects should students focus on to strengthen their online professional image? Richa ma'am, you are muted.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear us?
I think she is not.
Yeah.
So now my question goes to Kalpana ma'am that what role do soft skills such as communication and leadership play in securing the admission to top universities and landing future jobs?
Okay, that's one more good question. Thank you. So the question was soft skills such as communication and leadership plays securing admissions in the top universities. Absolutely. Say, just now, ma'am was sharing an incident where how you take up the roles of leadership qualities in your school. Absolutely, that's a wonderful idea again. The habits what they inculcate in the schools, say for example, either it might be a head boy or some group leader, or he could have come into some community services, or have been a leader of a scout or a guide, or such leadership qualities will inculcate these habits for his higher education. Absolutely fine. But this is one factor where the child will definitely select such universities or the top colleges where his skills can be exposed. This is one point. Absolutely, you may be also okay with this point, because the child will not say where the NCC or the Scouts example, where his skills or talents from the school has been generated. It is completely stopped now in the school. After this college, you are not exposed to such fields. He will never select such colleges. And here he will look into such universities where his skills or his caliber, his potential is completely in the safe platform. He can exhibit more talent and his skills. So, for example, top universities and landing of job markets, when you're talking about, so for example, in an interview, they pose a question, say for an applicant, any solution or any problem for the question be dealt, or it should be given by the student. That's a scenario of case-based study, what we say today. The problem solving ability of a child is checked during the interview of an application, whatever he has submitted. I think so the child will perform very well, the student will perform very well in such a place or in such scenario where he would have dealt with such scenarios earlier. It will play a very major role for him, and it is easy for him to do a critical thinking on that, and he can put a case based on that. He can also give a problem solving solutions have been the problem solution is easily given, because he would have undergone all these activities, or he would have come across all these ideas in his school life or in his college life, which is very, very important for him to get a secure admission process can be done, and he could get selected. When you're talking about the job markets also, here he can talk about the international exposures, and I am talking about multilingualism also, because when he is exposed to all such factors of skills and better communication and leadership qualities, maybe he would have generated a lot of ideas, and he could have interacted with a lot of many people, and he would have got exposed to international as well as multilingual, where we are talking about the various languages, and his written skills like English writing skills may be enhanced, because he is talking about his own experiences. He will put those experiences, he can share the challenges whatever he has faced, the risk whatever he has faced, and how he overcome all this, he solved the problem, how he as a team leader had the vision, and how he was able to decide as a decision maker. The decisions which he took was very impactful, and it was very positively impacted the whole system. So this all these can be generated. He can write it a very good essay, or he can present it as an interview for an interview, where I can say he can contribute a lot for the community here. So this is how I can say the role of soft skills and such as communication or leadership play a very crucial role when it comes to admissions in the top universities or leading our future jobs, because the way how he overcomes the challenges, if the student has faced any financial situations, so for example the financial hardships, so he can discuss and his with all those scenarios or all the systems how he overcome that, and he can then demonstrate his strength also here. A very important thing is his strength is exhibited. At the same time, his perspective is completely a different thing can be presented to the interviewer as well. So here I'm talking about both the scenarios with the universities and future for his job market as well. Absolutely, students should embrace these type of skills right from the school stages or in the school life, which is unique and even will play a major role for him when he develops a proper communication skills as well as the leadership qualities, which are very, very demanding in today's market, I feel. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Now, my last question to that, Richa ma'am, is that what key aspect should the student focus on to strengthen their online professional image?
Could you please repeat the question?
Sure, ma'am. Ma'am, what key aspects should the students focus on to strengthen their online professional image?
Okay, so online professional image, as I said that already I have discussed about just an example as LinkedIn profile. Okay, so when any of the university or the college is seeing or observing, watching the profile of a student, they always wanted to see an aspirant of a field, a person who wanted to grow professionally. They are least interested to see personal life photographs and all. So what type of vocabulary you are using or somebody is using? Currently, Kalpana ma'am has completed her session and her portion, and she very well depicted that the soft skills, like na, interpersonal skills, the communicational skills. So communication is not the face-to-face verbal communication only, how we are projecting anything on social media. So that can maintain what type of photographic angle you are using, what type of photograph you are putting when you are putting the photograph of some achievement, how you are defining that particular achievement, how you are projecting it to the world. All these things are important. Again, that if we are talking about social media image, so that comes with the kind of language, like the right now this Gen Z and Alpha generation is leading with this different kind of slang language. No, they are having a separate specific terms. So instead of those terms, the correct vocabulary, the correct terms they are using, what type of projects they are putting, with whom they have done, are they involving their team members name and everything properly, are they giving the correct credit to someone? Because what I did is not I did only, many people were involved in that project, so how I am giving the credit? All these things are equally important, and through maintaining these things, a student or a UG student or a PG student can make a correct social media image, or especially on a professional social media platforms.
I would like to conclude by thanking all the panelists for sharing their insights and all the participants for staying with us in the end. I would request everyone present here to fill out the feedback form mentioned in the chat box. We have shared a feedback form link in the chat box. Thank you everyone for joining the session.
Thank you so much, young man. The way you have conducted the workshop, creditable.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Big
very
round of
good.
applaud for him, Mal, and thank you, Amrita and Edu Daves for conducting such a wonderful program. We would also thank the other panelists also. I would like to thank the other panelists also for sharing the time. And very good evening, and thank you for having me here. Thank you. It was a wonderful session altogether. Thank you,
Treat to
Amrita.
listen to you.
Sorry, ma'am, I could not get you.
It's a treat to listen to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was wonderful talking to you all. Thank you.
So thank you so
Have a
much,
good day,
everyone.
everybody.
And yes, I'm also really happy that we got an opportunity where we are able to share our own opinions and we are able to get a lot of opinions from the persons who are attending also. And yes, a very big round of applause to Yash also. So he has done it in a very good way. So thank you, everyone, and I have a wonderful evening all. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
हाँ वो वाला क्वेश्चन पूछा ही नहीं